ongoing correction in mega cap growth stocks like we're seeing in some of the FANG names today, or say, hey, that was the leadership group of this market. What else is going to
hey, folks,
take it higher back toward those highs?
I could definitely use another dollar today.
This weekend.
Mike, if we go back to the first chart, if we were to fail the
Took
next
some pretty
test,
interesting
shots
shots that didn't work out so swell yesterday, but got to take the good with the bad.
There's not much
And the
below
bad
it.
with the
What
good.
you actually,
Speaking of
what
bad,
comes
I'm
in
getting
here
rid
a
of
little
this
bit
guy.
is 3,100. It's not really the 200-day average line, but basically that's what would be the next obvious stop right there. Again,
Welcome back to 3 at 3, my friends. 3 at 3 is where I describe for you the bits of unusual activity that we have ferreted out for you throughout the session. This is the final trading day of October 2020, October 30th, 2020. Disclaimer says that this presentation is for educational and informational purposes only, full stop. Please be aware that you need to decide what's appropriate for you, and all investments involve risk. Intellectual property rights. This is how I express to you that we have patents, trademarks, registered marks, copyright on much of what you're about to see right now. So if you'd like to reproduce it, please ask us, and we will probably grant you permission and say, please go out and spread the good word. But please also cite marketrebellion.com when you do.
Are you a buyer despite the
I thought I'd start off with this, folks, because on the halftime report today, I talked with Scott Wapner about this. That is, the dark line there is the S&P 500. The other line underneath it is the DAX. So as you can see, if you look to the far right of the screen, the DAX is down about 10.33% in the past month. That is a 1 month graph. And the S&P 500 as of that moment was down about 0.8%. So when we see Europe with the troubles that they've got, and none of us root for anybody around the world to have these sorts of troubles, increased infection rate, hospitalizations, and so forth. Some of the worry is that the reaction in France and the UK and Germany have been to, if not close things down, in the case of France, which they are doing, in the case of Germany, which they are doing, in the case of the UK, they just have said that they're closing the bars and the restaurants earlier in most cases. In some cases, they're flat out shutting things down. Now, that is why you're seeing such a big divergence. That's one of the many reasons, but that's certainly a contributor to why the European bourses have seen such a dramatic drop over the past month, because when you shut them down, that means no tourism dollars, restaurant, that means that people are staying at home and just subsisting on what they get from online dealers of whatever they're looking for, the local grocery stores, restaurants, if they can still do that, and so forth. So that is an extreme negative for the economies of Europe. And the worry is that if indeed we had a Biden presidency, he might be more in that camp than President Trump has been in the camp of locking down. Now, I'm not trying to be political there. You decide who you're going to vote for. Make your own decisions. I understand all that. And as I've said many times, we trade the market we have, not the one we want. So it's not a question of what John wants. It's a question of, okay, I'm just being realistic. If we do shut down the economies significantly in the United States, economies because they're more or less states' rights in the United States rather than just a blanket, everything's closed like they can do in many of the countries I've already named, that is a different way of dealing with things than in a democratic republic. Nonetheless, just thought you'd enjoy at least having that graphically presented today. Let's get started. This is NIO. NIO is, of course, an EV maker, much like LI is an EV maker, much like Tesla is an EV maker. They are not all the same. However, NIO today, we saw unusual call buying, and we saw it at multiple strikes, from 30 all the way up. What I highlighted with my friend Scott Wapner on the halftime report was November 37 calls. Now, again, if you're a regular viewer of this program, you know that I am very unlikely just to buy those as a shot and hope. What I am far more likely to do is to buy the 31 calls and sell upside calls against it, thereby ratcheting down the level at which I need the stock to move to make me money, to double up the value of the calls that I've purchased. So, on the one hand, it's bullish that somebody purchased a lot of these upside calls. On the other hand, the odds favor an investment like mine, and that's why I'm making an investment like mine. I probably won't get a 10x return on my investment here, but I'm trying, folks, to hit doubles. Singles and doubles is what I go for most of the time. Every once in a while, like Pinterest, like Snap, we get lucky and the stock gaps up, and then God bless. On the other hand, I like playing with the odds more in my favor. That's why I'm detailing the sort of trade I just did to all of you. Let's get to the second of our 3 at 3. There's the Neo chart, by the way. As you see, just coming into today, and it peaked yesterday at 32.30. By the way, Crypto Rebellion. Yeah, baby. Crypto Rebellion. We've got crypto. You want to know what's done fabulous this year? You want to know what's up 92% on the year? Bitcoin. There are other cryptos. We love trading all of them. Well, not all 1,700 of them, but we like trading a lot of them, and we trade them generally without commission over there at our sister company Voyager, because many of us here at Market Rebellion are invested in Voyager because we believe in their mission. But if you'd like to learn about trading crypto, you can go to marketrebellion.com/get started and learn all about opening wallets, trading through a VPN, doing all the different things that you might need to do to effectively trade crypto. Take a look at this one, folks. This is Team, T-E-A-M, Atlassian, Atlassian, that's probably being dyslexic here. Move the letters around. Anyway, Atlassian Corporation down hard after their earnings, and yet people poured into these 197.50 calls. I bought a call spread at a lower strike and sold upside calls at the 197.50 strike. These are November options, which means since we start November on Sunday, that we are in the steep part of the decline. The degradation of these calls, the time decay, you can hear it as it's coming out of these calls, folks. So that's why I'm saying be careful when you're in things like this. That's how I address theta, time decay, and vega volatility, by doing call spreads. So I think I'm in the 192.50, 197 call spread.
Click, call, or come by your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0%
Final trade of our 3 at 3. EFA. What is this? I believe this is everything but United States and Canada as far as the MSCI index. So somebody bought 1.1 million share equivalent. That's 11,000 options. 1.1 million share equivalent is because, of course, every option's for 100 shares of stock. And as they bought these January 64 calls, paid $1.14, which is 114 bucks a piece, up to $118 a piece for each and every one of these options, we said, I like that. And then they sold the 67s against them. Okay, I'll bite, except I'm not going to bite at the 64 strike for the same reason I just detailed. I'm going to buy a lower strike and sell a strike closer to that 64 strike. Why? Because, again, I'm moving the odds into my favor, which is what I love to do with option spreads. That is how I trade it. And here is an EFA stock graph from the 23rd. So a week ago, stock was pushing 65. Then it had a drop on Monday, a bleed on Tuesday, and then another drop on Wednesday. Thursday kind of traded sideways, and we're still sort of in that sideways area here at 61 bucks a share. I am Jon Najarian. I appreciate you joining me, folks. Please tell a friend about 3 at 3. If you're watching us on YouTube, maybe give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because then you'll get lots of great stuff that we can give you as a subscriber to the YouTube channel, which is free. So please, give us a 5-star rating where you can on Apple Podcasts and so forth. Give us a thumbs up over on YouTube, and be careful this weekend. Have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you right back here Monday on 3 at 3. Thank you.
Clear. Car rates plummeting.